Welcome to a new video. Let's take a look at some new malicious compliance stories. The first story is called, You Want to be Sent to the Back? This happened a few years back when I was working as first-level support for an internet service provider. A lady was living in an area that was having broadband fiber physically rolled out. All providers have to contract through the company doing the rollout to have someone connected to the fiber network. When a customer asks to be connected, they would get to the back of the queue. The normal wait time for this is 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how popular it is in the area. So this lady calls us. I'd like to cancel my fiber install with your company as my friend at another company said they can get me connected sooner and I've already been waiting 5 weeks now. Well, looking at your connection status, it looks like it's due to be installed in about 10 days. If you cancel now and go with the other company, you'll go to the back of the queue and have to wait another 6 weeks instead of 10 days. No. My friend said they can get me connected far sooner, by the end of the week, and the other company said they can't set up a connection with them until I have cancelled with you. It's true, you can only have one pending physical install per property. I'm not sure what they've told you. But you would absolutely go to the back of the queue, and also we cannot reactivate a cancelled order. Once it's done, even if you did decide to go with us again, you would still go to the back of the queue and have to wait another 4 to 8 weeks, and by the look of things, I would estimate for you it would be about another 7 weeks. Why can't you people just do as I ask? You know what, you're absolutely right. I'll get that order cancelled now. I log into the correct systems to get the order cancelled. It's all done. Have a good rest of the day and good luck with the other company. Finally. Thank you. She hangs up. I didn't take her next call. But apparently, she called back a few hours later, wanting us to reactivate her cancelled order as her friend at the other company couldn't get her booked any sooner than just over 6 weeks away. Needless to say, she went to the back of the queue. The next story is called, I Don't Need Your Help. Months ago, I was in charge of overseeing a transfer of ownership for a bakery. My primary duties were teaching the new staff on how to use the equipment. The reason being is because the equipment used analog dials and old school switches. Everything goes well, for the most part. The new owners were all receptive and willing to learn. Then, one day during the 2-week training session, the newly hired pastry chef comes in and I was asked to train him. This is where the fun begins. Let me show you how to use the oven. It is imported and can be temperamental. I graduated from a great bakery school. I don't need your help. Have you had formal training in baking? No, I have not. And I have no doubt you're capable. However, the oven can be temperamental. I'm just here to give you all you need to know. I don't need your help. I've been trained to bake on many types of ovens. This is no different, I'll be fine. Okay, I understand. However, the owners have asked for a demonstration. They would like to see a batch of cookies and croissants. The ingredients are over there. After I gave those instructions, the new owner asked me, have you taught the new guy how to use the oven? I tried to. He said he's fine and doesn't need my help. Okay, let's see how he does. A few hours go by and we come back to 2 batches of charcoal. The new owner asked the pastry chef, what happened to the croissants and cookies? I don't know. I followed my recipe exactly. It must be the oven. I don't think so. The oven has been repaired and maintained. There's nothing wrong with it. Did you follow the pointers that he gave you? Of course I did. This is the point where I interrupted. No, you didn't. If you hadn't brushed me off so quickly, I would have told you that the oven is imported and uses Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Also, the bottom burner runs a few degrees hotter than the top, so you need to either use a baking sheet or double pan the pastries to avoid this. I was pointing to the pieces of charcoal. For the outcome, he had to remake them and this time had to listen to every pointer I gave him. The third story is called, He Didn't Listen. I work overnight as security and typically make a go to a fast food place before going home in the morning and passing out. Now there are 4 lanes in the setting of our story. The first 2 lanes are left turn only, heading toward the highway in my state. The third lane is forward only, going across the street. This is where the fast food place is located and my destination. The final lane is right turn only, going deeper in the city. It was about 7:30 and rush hour is in full swing. I've got my music on blast when I hear a very loud metal thunk. This older guy in a what I think was an older Mazda ran straight over a pothole really fast. I shook my head and was about to forget about it when I see it. His tire was deflating, fast. I wave my hand to get his attention, he looks over and ignores me. I honk my horn twice, he finally rolls his window down and the following conversation occurs, hey man, you might want to. He started to scream at me. Screw you. I'm not letting you over, you should have merged earlier. People merging into the two left lanes last second is a common annoyance in this area. No dude, I'm in my right lane. I'm going to the fast food place. But you should really check your... Then stop annoying me. I don't want to hear what you want to say. I complied with that request. Smiling, I said, as you wish. I'm sorry, it'll never happen again. Have a wonderful day. The light turns green and he tries to speed off while flipping me the bird, only for him to lose control of his car and smash into the owner of a souped-up-looking Porsche, destroying its passenger side door. They both pulled over and I put on my emergency lights. The driver of the Porsche started to scream, "What the hell? What is your problem?" I asked, "Are you okay?" "Yes, I'm fine. Stay right here. I'll happily be a witness, but I am hungry and I'm going to head across the street really quick." "That's fine. I have to call the police and my insurance." "Okay, I will be right back." 2 orange juices and 3 egg muffins later, we are eating and waiting for the police to arrive. I bought him some breakfast, it was the least I could do. Finally, the officer arrives to take our statements. "Can you tell me what you saw, ma'am?" "Sure officer, this driver had a flat tire. He sped off while flipping me the bird, lost control of his vehicle and hit the Porsche car." The driver angrily screams at me, "What? Why didn't you say something?" With a smile, I said, "I tried, but you told me to stop annoying you and not to say something else to you." He started realizing that I was indeed trying to warn him, turns a deathly pale and goes silent. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The next story is called, "You Don't Serve Breakfast?" So this isn't a one-time malicious compliance. This happens way more than I care to count. Permit me to set the scene. It's around 12 and I'm sitting down for a meal at a restaurant and I just so happen to love me some breakfast, at any time of the day. Eggs, bacon, toast, is a match made in heaven to both my wife and myself. We will literally make it for dinner, or French toast and bacon. Same ingredients, but prepared and arranged differently. I sit down, the waiter comes over to inquire as to what I want. I politely ask for the breakfast I'd like, nothing fancy, just the plain breakfast. "I'm sorry sir, we stopped serving breakfast at 11. How I hate hearing that, especially when so many restaurants these days offer all-day breakfast. So I address them with, "Okay, well, that's a bit of a letdown. Are you sure the kitchen can't make me some eggs, bacon, and toast?" "No sir, I'm afraid they can't. I will try once more before going into malicious compliance mode." "Are you absolutely sure there is nothing you can do?" "No sir, I do apologize." Now, of course, I've glanced at their menu and I know what else is on offer, so I then politely ask, "Can I then have a bacon and egg toasted sandwich?" "Yes sir, of course, would you like anything else?" "Bingo, you've activated my trap card." I reply, "Yes, can I make a request on how it's prepared?" "Certainly sir, how would you like it prepared?" Now I smile and say, "I don't want the bread toasted in the sandwich press. Can they use the normal toaster instead?" "Of course sir." They turn to go hand in the order, but I continue, "And while they're at it, please ask them to not put the egg on the toast, also, don't put the bacon on the toast. I'm basically looking for a deconstructed bacon and egg toasted sandwich." Now the penny drops. "So you just want 2 slices of toast, on a plate, with bacon and eggs?" Victory is mine. Yes, that's what I wanted when I came in. But since you don't serve breakfast after 11, I have to ask for it this way. Same ingredients in the toasted sandwich, just arranged differently. The poor waiter, defeated, but smiling, agrees and goes off to instruct the kitchen. The staff doesn't make the rules, they just follow them. It's up to us to find these loopholes to get what we want. Bonus, often the toasted sandwich might be cheaper than the actual breakfast. The last story is called, "You Want Them Quickly?" My job was to ship unused laptops to a new office that was being opened by our parent company on the West Coast. I was told to equip new users for that office with any unused computers we had. Most of them were over 4-year-old systems, some of the big huge engineering systems with huge power bricks, etc. It's been a little over a month now that I've been doing that. They've hired 6 people for that office and 1 for the development office. And in all but one instance, the request for the new hire identification and hardware came in on Thursday or Friday, with a following Monday start date. When the first of these came in, I knew where this was going to go from an expectation management standpoint. If I move heaven and earth to make their unrealistic goal, then that becomes the norm for them and they'll never stop expecting it. I told my management, "Look, I'm not a miracle worker here. I can't turn around a PC in less than a day to get in and sent out. Plus, shipping to the West Coast is expensive if they're going to ask for things to be overnighted." I was rebuffed and told, "Do what you can for them. This is a priority." Clearly, our senior executives don't want to push back against the leadership in China. And they expect me to somehow bend the laws of physics to make someone's fantasy a reality. Okay, you're about to get everything you asked for. First, when one of these requests comes in that doesn't meet the standards, I reply to the requester something like, "This request for service has a due by date that is less than our published service level agreement. I will do what I can to meet that date, but there may be delays or costs associated with attempting to meet this due by date." And I copy the requester's vice president, my vice president, and our human resource manager. The usual pushback is, "We need this, what is this guy going to do if he's waiting for hardware? Do what you can, please expedite." Our published service level agreement for an identification number and email is 48 hours from request to completion. I always get it done quicker, sure, but it is not late until 48 hours passed. New users with existing hardware? That's a minimum of 4 days before that PC is on the desk, ready to go. And then shipping to the West Coast. Got to get new hardware? That's a minimum 14 days from the day the order for the hardware is approved before it's either on the desk or ready to be shipped. Second, very dutifully I've been doing what I can to fulfill these requests as best I can. When someone comes into my office with an IT problem while I'm trying to fulfill these requests, I just smile, nod, and say, "Sorry, priority job here. You can wait until this afternoon or Monday." They often come back with their manager, demanding better service. But I have to apologize to them that the West Coast office's request has priority due to the requested date, etc. When the manager realizes he can't push back against China, they give up. To be fair, I do what I can to help them. But I can't do 2 or more things at once in 2 or more locations. And I have to get this stuff finished before the truck shows up. My company ships our products out via FedEx, and we ship a lot of stuff every day. But the express FedEx pickup leaves between 1:30 and 2, meaning I have to really hurry when I get one of these requests in my email at 7:30 on Friday that was sent by the hiring manager on the West Coast at 1:30 in the morning to have it in the package stream for a Monday delivery. I have to get the identification card squared away, sync up the user's Office 365 account from on-premise, confirm licensing, pull one of my prepared, stock laptops out, get the user set up, test the whole thing, throw it in a box and out it goes. Even if I get the request on Thursday, it's generally not getting shipped until Friday. Several times, because it's 3:30 or 4 when the laptop is ready to ship, my shipping people have done the FedEx shipping label, but I have to drop it off over at the airport so that it will get out that night on the plane. Everything I have shipped to the West Coast so far has gone FedEx overnight. The first time, I sent it standard overnight to save some money. I got a phone call at noon West Coast time from the director complaining that the new employee was sitting around on his thumbs, waiting for his equipment to show up. I reminded him that the service level agreement hadn't expired yet and that between that and shipping, it was going to be 3 more days before it was considered late. He hung up on me. I got a talking to from my vice president over that. He thinks it's stupid too. But he has zero traction with the people from China to make any change, so he has to go with the flow. And I followed it up with an email to him, our human resource manager and the West Coast director, indicating that I would send everything out to those 2 offices FedEx priority overnight, which had a 10:30 delivery time. Priority overnight winds up about $65 a package for the box with a power brick and a laptop. The West Coast director pushed back and said that since the employees start at 8, he wanted it delivered earlier. I reply, copying my vice president, "Per your instructions, I will send everything to those offices via FedEx first overnight, which will give you around an 8 delivery time." I checked with my leadership as to how to account for this shipping, and our chief financial officer and the finance people all said it should be charged against the West Coast operations. Every single package since has been sent first overnight. I think that winds up being close to $100 per package. Even for requests like, "We need a docking station for this employee." I would drop the dock and a spare brick in a box and send it first overnight to the West Coast. Each time I ship something to the West Coast, our shipping request form asks for the cost center to be charged against, and the cost center that finance gave me goes in the box on the form. Apparently, the West Coast office got the shipping chargebacks from finance this week. The West Coast director lost his mind, called me up screaming at me that he could have bought brand new computers and printers for the amount of money that was spent in shipping. I asked him to hold for a moment, parked the phone call and pulled out all the emails demanding better than our service level agreement service and first overnight shipping out of my email folder, forwarded them to the human resources manager, then grabbed my vice president and we went upstairs to the human resource manager's office, where I unparked the call and asked the West Coast director to continue. But this time, he was on speakerphone. He continued to froth at the mouth about how much shipping was, etc. and that I had deliberately wasted company resources. He's from the company that owns us in China but has been seconded to our company, so technically he's a United States employee. The best part was when he started swearing at me in English and Chinese. The human resource manager piped up, "It says here you asked for these things to be shipped for delivery by 8. Things got very quiet on the other end of the phone. And let's talk about swearing at our employee here, yes? The human resource manager shooed me and the vice president out of her office so she could do her thing. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Let me know what you think about the stories in the comment section below. Have a great day. Bye bye.